Hey, welcome back. Project 38, Ranger Sprocket here. Power's out today on the fort, and Ranger Sprocket's needing a cup of coffee. So we've got the old percolator out. Stick around, we'll show you how to use it. All right, what we have here is just an old percolating camp stove coffee pot. And if you don't have one, I highly recommend you get one, especially during a power outage like we are. Here's what you do. You open it up, you should have a percolator. Should be a bottom down in there. The water boils and perks and shoots up through there. You've got a lid and a filter basket. Okay, so we're going to set all this aside. We're going to add some water. I'm going to put 2 bottles of water. This should make it just right for me. I like to do about medium heat on this. If you go too much heat on it, you tend to scorch the coffee. The next thing I want to do is you take the basket for the coffee. I like to put my thumb over the hole like that. Today we're drinking IHOP Signature Blend. That's just something that Lady Sprocket picked up in town last night when we went for about 2 bottles of water. This basket about half full is just about right. So you want to take your basket, put it on the plunger part, and center that best you can down in the bottom of the pot. After that, put your lid on, center that in, and slam the lid on there real quick, just because it looks cool in the video. Now, what we want to do, now this takes time. If you're in a super duper hurry, you can probably drive to town and get you a cup of coffee quicker. This will take 15 minutes, I guess, maybe to boil. Once it starts percolating up in the top, we'll let that percolate. You'll see that coffee begin to jump up in here, and then that hot water will fall down on those grains, and it just start recirculating around. It's absolutely delicious, but trust me, boil it slow. If you get it boiling too fast, it'll scorch the coffee, and your coffee will taste bad. So we're gonna let this cook a little while. It'll start boiling, and when it starts perking, we'll bring you back along. That's about medium heat right there. Looks about medium heat to me anyway. Okay, you can see here that the clear water is just now starting to perk up in there. The water is clear. It's moving a little rapid there. That's exactly what you want it to look like. Okay, you can see here that it's starting to take on some color, so we now know that it's going down into the grounds. Boy, if we had some smell-o-vision, that is absolutely delicious. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to pull this open and show you why not to pull these open. It's pretty hot too. See that? If you take that off, it just blows and makes a mess everywhere. So don't do that. That's a 7-minute boil right there. Well, 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and shut the heat off, and I'm going to let this sit there for about 10 minutes. Like I said, this is a slow go right here. This water temperature is at the temperature of boiling, and if you was to pour that into a cup right now and try to take a sip, it'd burn your lips off. But another reason that we'd want it to set is to give it plenty enough time to let all those coffee grains that stirred up in there, give them a chance to settle down to the very bottom of the pot. So this is a slow process, folks. During the power outage, or just sitting around the campfire, just taking it easy, give us a chance to slow down, to meditate. Give us to meditate upon the Lord, upon His scriptures and what He has said to us. Speaking about His scriptures and what He has said to us, He has told us that today is the day of salvation. What about that? So the day of salvation is today. That if you're not saved, my friend, now's a good time to get saved. Now's the time to call upon the Lord. Let Him deal with your heart. Let Him speak to your spirit. Find yourself an altar somewhere. Get down beside your bedside. Pull off on the side of the road. Whatever you're doing, just call out to God and ask Him to save you. And I tell you what, friend, if we ask Him to save us, He'll absolutely save us, because He says in His scriptures that whosoever cometh to me, I shall in no wise cast them out. So we've got it on our side, my friend. Times are running out. I believe that He has given us a space of time to repent. As long as we keep on refusing and keep on rejecting Him, we'll end up like Jezebel, that Jezebel spirit in the book of Revelations, to where He claimed that I gave her a space of time to repent, and she would not. Don't be one of them. Don't be one of them today. We're gonna let this calm down. We're gonna let this settle for about 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna show you how to pour it. Be right back. Okay, we've give it 10 minutes. It's cooled down some. Everything's had plenty of time to settle. So naturally you want to hold this with a rag so you can touch it. When you pour this, you want to pour it real slow and steady. Be very deliberate and intentional. And if you do, you'll keep all the grains down into the bottom of it and not to come up. Oh, delicious. That just smells so good. Doesn't that look so good? Still piping hot, but I'm ready if you're ready. All right, that's how to make coffee using a percolator coffee pot. If you've never used one, you never drunk coffee from one, maybe you've been camping and just went camping without taking coffee with you or a coffee pot, I recommend you pick one up. I don't know what they cost. I might look for it and leave a link in the description or flash it here on the screen on what it costs, but they're not too costly, especially if you want coffee during a power outage. You know, I'd have paid $100 for it when I wanted a cup of coffee. I'm sure Lady Sprocket will hear this and she said, "Oh no, you won't either." But it's good, it's delicious. So I appreciate you stopping by Project 38. I'm Ranger Sprocket, and we'll see you in the next video.